if you could rewrite the paper, is there something you would add?
Well, the focus should be on the developing world, of course. In the G8, we are looking forward to see the global leaders at the very top, get the whole view of the world where we are. And there, the number one priority in the world to me is poverty. So I would like to see that is reflected in their discussions and their concerns. They see this poverty as an issue they have to pay a lot of attention to. And it started, the millennium, new millennium started with that idea and that preference and the priority. And that's why we had the Millennium Summit. That's why the Millennium Summit came with the Millennium Development Goals, which were beautiful. They were fantastic. Because for the first time in human history, the entire world got together and focused on poverty and decided to reduce poverty by half by 2015. So the world put a date and put a number. And this is the first time in human history that thing ever done to focus on poverty. But this focus got lost after 2000 because there's something came up, war on terrorism. And that kind of drew attention from the world leaders away from the focus on poverty. So this is halfway now. Between 2000 and 2015, we are in 2007. So this would be a good occasion, G8 meeting in Berlin, in Germany, to put the attention back on the track so that we can achieve those Millennium Development Goals. So this will be number one. Number two will be the climatical change. I'm coming from Bangladesh, and we are one of the countries which will be on the front line of becoming the victims of global warming. So it's our life, it's our livelihood. Life is threatened, our livelihood is threatened right now because of the changes that are taking place very slowly, but very definitely. So I hope world leaders would focus on this issue also, the climatic change, and so that we don't continue the way we are continuing, so that we arrest that process and reverse it, so that we can maintain the balance and we have a decent planet on which we can all live happily and do our thing as we do. So this is another issue that is very high on agenda for me. I hope G8 leaders will focus on it. And the third issue I bring up is about the world peace. In that, there are many issues, but I want to focus on particularly one is the nuclear weapons. Why do we need nuclear weapons today? 15,000 nuclear warheads sitting there to destroy this whole planet. You don't need 15,000 to destroy it. Only a few will do that. Why do we have them at all? We don't need nuclear weapons. Why waste all this money and threaten the whole world to destroy? So I will appeal to G8 leaders to come to a decision. The world will be nuclear weapon free. This is a time to make that decision so that we can have this nuclear arsenal gone forever. So this is another issue that I would like to raise. I don't want to use strong words. All I would say that the world leaders are not focusing the activity in the direction where development will take place and facilitate that. Several things. One is how to open up business opportunities for the third world countries with the rich countries, because economic opportunities and the market size in the rich countries is where the third world countries can make a beginning of developing their economies. So we need this access so that what we call globalization, third world countries don't become the victims of globalization. They become the beneficiaries of globalization. So we have a choice whether we should have a right globalization or we let it have a wrong globalization. If you don't do anything, it will be obviously wrong globalization. We need to do something so that we can share the benefit of globalization together. It shouldn't be one-sided globalization where it turns into a sort of economic colonialization. We don't want to go back to this colonialization thing. Globalization to help third world countries develop their market, their businesses, develop their economies so that they can be equal partners in this globalization process. So that's what the focus should be. Doha round is waiting. It's not resolved. The last time Doha round failed. Now we want to go back to Doha round in all the seriousness. If you get concerned that you are giving up so many things for, I mean, you are sharing. This is the first time when economic development process began in the West. There were no visas. There was no tariff restrictions. These nations could go and do business anywhere they wanted. That's why the process was expedited. When our turn came, we need visas, we need all kinds of restrictive measures, both in business and movement of people. So at least considering those things, Doha round should be sympathetic to allow these countries do legitimate business rather than become dependent on foreign donations, helping all the time. This is not a healthy way to develop the economy in the world, because if the poor people can come out of poverty, that widens the opportunity for everybody. If all those 6 billion people on this planet, all of them could afford a pair of shoes every year, imagine how many shoes we'll be needing. And the shoe industry will be a very booming industry. Shirt industry will be a very booming industry if everybody could afford. But half the population can't afford all those things. That's where our economy becomes squeezed. Market becomes squeezed. So it's in the interest of all to help people to come at a level they can be consumers. They would be going to the marketplace, buying things, enjoying life together. So this is one of the things that I would say G8 leaders should be focusing on. Sustainable development for poor countries is to make sure the level of living at the very bottom raises itself to a high level, so that there is nobody who has to give up anything like food, like shelter, like clothing and health care and so on. So all these essentials are ensured for everybody. So that's one, that's sustainable. You can't develop an economy with a handful of people at the top owning the whole economy and the rest of the people are destitute. That's not a sustainable economy. Sustainable economy is each individual in that society can unleash their own energy, own creativity. Their children look forward to their life freely, that I have the opportunity to build my life. That's a sustainable economy, not just a few industry, few business people, few politicians control the whole economy. That's no sustainable economy at all. And women participate as equally as anybody else. It's not that, okay, men do the job and you stay home. That's not a sustainable economy. Sustainable economy is access to information to all, access to information technology, so that I can go straight where I want to go. For information, for training, for the latest that is happening, so that access to information technology should be ensured for every single citizen of the country. And that will enable each individual to unleash their creativity and energy so that they can contribute in the economy and change their life. That's sustainable economy. Sustainable economy is to have a climatic framework ensured that my climatic condition in my country, we do not let it deteriorate. And at the same time, we raise our voice that our neighbors, our global neighbors, don't do any harm to us because of the lifestyle in one of our neighbors or several of our neighbors are such that we become the victims of their enjoyment. This is a world where we'll be sharing each other's enjoyment, not become victims of some people's enjoyment. So that is a sustainable economy. That something doesn't come from outside and devastate us. So this is what I see as a total of sustainable life and sustainable economy and sustainable planet.